What's good, buddy? It's your boy Haki, and today going back to really huge Nicki Minaj drama by my boy Poetic Flacco. Go check out his channel. But before you do that, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and let's get straight into today's video. I literally don't know what this is about at all, but let's get straight to it.
They both snitching and diming out each other, okay? Somebody is going to jail in this Nicki Minaj and Don Lemon beef. We just don't know who yet. Because they both snitching and diming out each other. Nicki Minaj to lock up Don Lemon. So Nicki Minaj.
Don Cock second limit is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. He would never do that to any other religion. Lock him up. What happened? Hold on. I knew it. See, I knew it. That's why, I was prepared.
The government believes that charges are necessary in this situation. Now, Don Lemon's response is actually Don Lemon asking the government to arrest Nicki Minaj, and he dimes her out, and he tells on her. So what exactly is Don Lemon asking for Nicki Minaj to be arrested for? We'll get to that, okay? So what exactly sparked the situation? What led Nicki Minaj to come on Twitter and ask for Don Lemon to be arrested? What led to the government responding and agreeing that charges should be brought? Well, it all dates back to this protest that took place in Minneapolis a couple of days ago. So Don Lemon showed up as a journalist to cover the protest. He was not involved in the orchestrating or planning of the protest.
Into Minneapolis a little bit ago and did some reconnaissance on the ground, speaking to an organization there that's gearing up for resistance and protest. I've been pleasantly surprised to see the community coming together. Diverse community. If you see this, when we first pulled up, we're like, wait a minute, which operation are we at? And as it turns out, because we're like, well, this is kind of MAGA coded, right? Saw the American flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up, and it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. And so that's what we're doing here. And
oh no!
After we do this operation, you'll see it live. And these operations are surprise operations. Again, can't tell you where they're going.
The surprise operation, Operation Pull Up, took place at a church. They pulled up to a church that they're claiming that an ICE agent attends, right? That an ICE agent is a part of the ministry. He has an important role.
Now, I'm just going to stop you right here. I don't necessarily, it's okay if you're not necessarily the most religious person ever. But at the same time, a church is still a church. That is where people go to, share their religious belief and pray and come together as one. So it's like, dude, why are we protesting at a church, man? Let them people pray, bro. Like this is a bit extra, okay? I get everything that's happening with ICE is very saddening to see. And everything that's happening in the U.S. for some people is crazy because some people don't understand, power and what it takes to actually have power. Power is not, pretty and nice and all prippy and clean and oh my God, yes, we're nice. No, we've never been nice. That's why we are a superpower. We've never been nice as a country. But anyways, this is crazy work. They haven't identified who the ICE agent is. Makes it 10 times worse.
They claim an ICE agent is a part of the ministry. And they pulled up and they protested in the middle of service and disrupted service, made it impossible for service to continue, and even had people fleeing the church because they didn't understand what was going on. And people are watching this and they were really upset because not only did this happen in real life, but they recorded this and posted it online.
The Lord says in your house, the tracing you want to get your house in order. That is correct.
Renee good! Renee good! Renee good!
Bro, what the fuck? I'm not gonna lie, bro. Let me know, cause I'm young. Okay, I'm very young, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very young. I'm only 20 years old, right? I'm very young, but Is it just me, or is everything and everybody just super crazy right now? And like, and hear me out. Has everyone, like, have you just noticed that people have just really been off the rails since like COVID? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Like, I might be just on some conspiracy theory shit. Like, like, what is going on, bro? But I feel like also it's because it might just be because I'm older and like I actually have like, you know, I'm an adult, so I don't have like school and like dumb kid shit to distract me from like reality and like what's really going on in the world. I have to go out every day.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are your people? Why are you not at Whipple every day fighting for the humanity, standing for our people? Where are you? You drink your coffee, you got your jewelry, you have your nice clothes, but what do you do? What do you do to stand for your Somali and Latino communities? I'm not going to comment. You have no comment. Exactly.
This is pure malarkey, is blasphemy, is
Yo.
nonsense. This is evil.
And if you're asking why I'm laughing, bro, it's like this shit don't seem real. Like, let me know if this like I like like I said, maybe just because I'm older and I'm just starting to notice things more and I'm more I guess involved in the real world, but it's just like, dude.
They're demonic, right? These are not the good guys. Anybody who's coming to a house of worship to terrorize people in a house of
Evil.
worship, you're not the good guy, right? You're not somebody who's speaking up for good. No, you are evil. Listen, man, the house of worship is where sinners come, is where believers come, is where any and everybody come, right? Is where thieves come, robbers come, prostitutes come, and this is where you redeem yourself. You don't come to the house of worship and terrorize somebody because somebody who's an ICE agent may be in ministry. Are you crazy? Yo, and the part that really had me shaking, and yo, I think it should have everybody shaking.
We're
Footage
back.
of children
We're
running out
back.
the back door.
Watch this guy here. Look, this kid. And you know, I imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. But again, careful. It's very slippery right here. Yeah. It's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. But that's what really careful, please. Really slippery. Not kidding. That's what protesting is about. And so,
Because they were terrified and traumatized from what was going on inside. Kids were running out the back door. Church should have been their safe haven. These kids just suffered a traumatic experience in the house of God because of you guys? Because of an ICE protest? Fam, y'all are lucky. Lucky. People like me wasn't in that church, bro. Yo, I don't care about whatever political or I have a right to man, I don't listen, man, you come to my church with this is smoke, bruh.
Yo, y'all believe
Jesus
Flacco?
told Peter, yo, you got your sword with you? Peter said, I got two of them. Let's ride. Man, we ain't going for this nonsense. Yo, are you stupid?
Renee, good. Renee, good.
Bro, what? Bro, can someone help me? What is going on? I'm sorry. Like, I know I'm stuck. Like, what is actually going? This is fucking crazy. This is a church.
All these
So the
comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No.
what the
Jesus
fuck is,
died in immigrants. Do not touch me.
bro?
And see what happens.
Oh,
Fake Christian. Why are
oh,
you
oh,
not Latino
bro,
community?
this dude is off his fucking. Is this real? This doesn't feel real. Like this shit, bro. I don't, like, yo, content is at an all-time craziness. Like we got, yo, how did he get both angles? What app allows you to record both angles like you on a Snapchat FaceTime call? What is this? Yo, let me figure out how to do this shit. This is like epic. This shit don't even seem real. I'm meme
I
zero.
see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity.
These things are not
Because I have a life, man. I got wife, kids. I don't have time to protest, man. Like shit. I'm sorry, man. I'm tired. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, what? Like, what? Huh? Like, what? Like, I don't know.
Not mutually exclusive.
This shit.
You could dislike ICE and believe that ICE is abusive, and still believe that these people are also abusive. Yo, a lot of y'all are so caught up in this online nonsense, right? In this political war that y'all like forget. Yo, there are normal people who aren't like in online. There are people who are just living their normal lives,
They have
going
no
to work
idea what's going on.
and living.
There, some people. That's another thing, bro. That's another thing I even had to realize, and I had to calm down with the way I was talking to people and the way I was explaining things. And I was like, bro, people are so stupid because they don't even know what's going on, really. And I just kind of realized, bro, some people don't really care about that. Like, some people just want to have a good life. They don't really care. Life, like they live where they live. They just want to make as much money as they possibly can, have a good time with their family, and that's about it. So, like, and they don't care, brother. They're not on the internet much. And you know what I've noticed with those people? Those people tend to be very happy, low key. From what I've seen, obviously they go through ups and downs, but like from what I've seen, they tend to be happy. So I don't know. Maybe they're on something.
Normal.
Maybe,
They're
maybe
not caught up in trying to be a political pawn here. Now, should people speak up? Yeah. But the
yeah.
only responsibility that people have is to not infringe on other people's rights,
Yeah.
right? They should not be harassed and terrorized because they choose to live their normal life and not get involved. This maniac went outside and ran to a they were on boarding the kids and on a bus to get them out. This maniac ran to the car or ran to the van of kids to terrorize them some more.
Living real comfortable while the people starve. Living real comfortable while children are dragged into.
So is he getting arrested? Whoever is screaming at these children, is he getting arrested? These are children, bro. Like, you gotta realize, bro, these kids will never not like they will never forget this. This will always be in their mind, in their memory. You know what I'm saying?
Camps, you're all living real
Well,
comfortable,
like, bro, you're talking about concentration camps in front of other children. Yes, I understand you're angry and you're trying to protest and ICE. They're still children too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did the children do anything? No. Most children are innocent. Most children don't have no idea. Even if the children were the children of like a drug kingpin, most children when they're children don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what's wrong with people. They're children. No, shame on you. You're screaming at kids, bro.
Do something. Stand with the Somalis. Stand with the Latinos. Quit.
Bro, stand with the Somalis. Yo, I might sound racist. I don't know about that, man. I don't know, man. Weren't the Somalis behind that fraud situation in the same state? I don't know. I might be wrong about the state, but isn't that like the whole situation? I don't know, big bro. I don't know about all that. Now I will say there has been tons of people that have been wrongfully deported and incarcerated by ICE 100%. And again, the situation with what happened with the ICE officer that that unalived Renee Good, it's not right either. But again, this is not right. This makes you no better than the police because it's children, bro. These don't, you know what I'm saying? This is injustice.
And he hangs out with Christy Nome. How is that a Christian? You're supposed to accept all immigrants, are you not?
This is where I think it begins to teeter outside of the realm of a protest. Because it's one thing to go into a church and, to, I guess, scream loudly. Then it's one thing to follow people outside the church as they're trying to get away. You follow them, yelling at them, harassing them. I think that's where the protest kind of, it enters into a gray area here. Now, Don Lemon, to his credit, I guess he was presenting himself as a journalist. He was not involved in the planning of this. But Don Lemon interviewed the pastor, and he was also... Now, I don't want to say badgering the pastor because he was asking the pastor questions. Don Lemon wasn't yelling. He didn't raise his voice. He was asking the pastor how he feel about this.
What do you think of this? I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So,
But there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
okay, but listen, we live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me.
We're here to worship Jesus.
Yeah, he kind of his energy's a little passive aggressive, Don Lemon. You know what I'm saying?
That's why we're here. Okay, that's why we're here. That's what we're about.
Do you think Jesus would be understanding
We're about
and love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a
No
Christian?
one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to chronicle what happened?
Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship. We're here to
Bro,
worship.
this
Thank you.
what is this shit's not real, bro. I'm telling you, 2026 has been the fucking like craziest year yet, bro. So far, I mean, like real
Donald
shit.
Trump took to, I think, Twitter to retweet this, where he's advocating for Don Lemon to be arrested. So he retweeted Moni Fun Girl, who wrote, a small group of elderly ladies were protesting at an abortion clinic and were given 40 years in prison for violating the FACE Act. I would like to see the same kind of sentence for Don Lemon and the people that broke into the church and did that during services.
Bro, 40
So obviously, like Donald Trump don't 100% control whether or not Don Lemon would be locked up, but the fact that the president is advocating for charges, that right there alone should concern Don Lemon and anybody involved. A representative from the DOJ did an interview with Benny Johnson, and during this interview, she announced that the DOJ plans on bringing charges for, at the very least, violation of the FACE Act. And she would also say they're looking for additional charges, such as maybe wire fraud, maybe other things that could have happened here in the organization and planning of this particular protest. Now, she didn't really address Don Lemon like specifically. I don't think so, but she did say in terms of charges, there are charges being brought.
We will.
I thought she was talking about Don Lemon. I'm like, what? So what? So now they're trying to see if wire fraud. See, this why you don't play, man. They'll get you. They'll try to find shit to add on to fuck you too. Like I don't know if you heard, like she were trying to find a wire. That's kind of fucking mad up.
I see various crimes that have occurred. Exactly what they are, I'm not going to flag, but the FACE Act has been mentioned as one of the predicates there. In other cases, the Biden DOJ used the Klan Act conspiracy charges tacked on to the FACE Act in the case of protests outside abortion clinics to bring much longer sentences. So there are a number of tools available to us. Who funded this? What else? What other crimes may have occurred? Was there a use of the wires or the mails in preparing for this event? Did anyone cross state lines to do this? All of those are potential predicates for additional federal charges.
Armin, I've just pulled up the Klan Act because this is the first time that I've heard this mentioned. This is a act that was passed in 1871, correction there, to combat the Ku Klux Klan and protect African Americans' voting rights, especially the Enforcement Act, which is known as the Force Act. So here's some of the information on screen. Would you mind breaking down for us, because we have just read the FACE Act and how this is an affinity to the FACE Act, an obvious and egregious demonstrable violation of the FACE Act because they were entering a place of worship, harassing and threatening. We just played a video of a bearded man, who was threatening to attack the Christians that were worshiping there. So it seems like an obvious FACE Act violation. But the Klan Act here, it is on screen. First time I've heard it mentioned. Can you unpack this for us, Harmeet?
Yeah, the Klan Act is one of the most important federal civil rights statutes, and it goes back to the time when President Lincoln emancipated the slaves, and yet the southern states, Dixiecrats mainly, were refusing to give them equal rights. In fact, that you had sheriffs and you had law enforcement harassing the newly freed slaves. So the Klan Act is a law that makes it illegal to terrorize citizens, to violate their civil rights, to get together and conspire to violate the civil rights. It is often used against law enforcement, but is now used against others as well. So whenever anyone conspires to violate the protected civil rights of American citizens, the Klan Act can be used to bring a conspiracy charge.
Wouldn't that conspiracy charge be better used on the ICE agents? You see, so they do have laws in place to protect us. They just choose not to protect us.
Yeah.
Because from what she's describing, bro, that sounds like a perfect explanation for what some ICE agents are doing
No, this is facts. Like I literally don't think I'm allowed to put up clips of what some ICE agents are doing because like I'm not trying to get this video taken down or any strikes on my channel because I don't have one yet. Thank God. But yeah, man, that literally sounds like what a lot of ICE agents are doing. But you also have to remember this is backed behind Donald Trump and all, so they're not really gonna punish the ICE agents because Trump, probably told them to. I'm not gonna say Trump because like I don't have a problem with Trump, you know what I'm saying? But we know how Trump get, bro. Trump's wild, bro. You know, Trump's crazy, bro.
To Americans,
We
right?
heard
Like
that
it's
phone call.
hey man. Now Don Lemon doesn't seem too concerned because Don Lemon will take to his Twitter to respond, and he will say, "Listen, man, all right, I was a journalist. I didn't do nothing wrong." And Don Lemon isn't worried not one bit and doesn't expect charges. Now, this was before he got on Nicki behind. All right, so here is what Don Lemon has to say in regards to the DOJ. And then after this is done, we'll show you guys exactly what Don Lemon has to say about Nicki Minaj and how he exposed Nicki Minaj. And he's kind of requesting that the government step in and also incarcerate Nicki Minaj.
MAGA administration and the fake news MAGAs are losing their mind over something that's not even true. So let me just make it clear, because this assistant attorney general, I don't know, gosh, what's her name? Something Hammett, Dillon, or whatever. So I had no affiliation to that organization. I didn't even know they were going to this church until we followed them there. We were there chronicling protests. Once the protest started in the church, we did an act of journalism, which was report on it and talk to the people who were involved, which included the pastor, members of the church, and members of the organization. That's it. It's called journalism. First Amendment, all that stuff. For all of you people who believe in the First Amendment, absolutist, there you go. So why don't you talk to the actual person who is in charge of the organization and whose idea it was to have the police at the church before you start blaming me for stuff for which you have no idea. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
After this, Don Lemon went live with TMZ. And
Oh
when he went
shit.
live with TMZ, he kind of broke down how he believes Nicki Minaj is an illegal, undocumented immigrant and that she needs to be deported because she's against African Americans. Now, I would say this is hypocrisy here because Don Lemon is in the streets advocating for ICE agents not to arrest illegal immigrants, but yet he's advocating for Nicki Minaj to be deported because he don't like her.
I'm going to do it this time. I think Nicki Minaj has made it very clear how she feels about African Americans in this country. For I don't think she's one of them, obviously, and she should, under Trump's rules, she should be deported because I don't think, reportedly, that she is a legal citizen here. She is undocumented, and so she has shown her disdain for African Americans. So why are you supporting her? Why are you buying her records? She's also supporting. I have lots of gay friends who love Nicki Minaj. Why are you supporting this homophobic, bigoted, ignorant woman? You should not be supporting her. Nicki Minaj, this is clearly out of her depth. She doesn't understand politics. She doesn't understand journalism. And I'm not surprised that she is weighing in on something that is beyond her capacity. What I will say to her is, because she put a doll, I think she put the Chucky doll in there. A better symbol that should have been represented in that picture is a pick me doll, because Nicki Minaj is a pick me. She will do anything that is expedient for her politically. And again, she's ignorant. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's always weighing in on things that she doesn't know about. Nicki Minaj should just sit the fuck down. And by the way, isn't she married to an alleged pedophile? And she has the nerve to say something disparaging about something
I,
homophobic.
I literally knew that was coming up. Every single time somebody gets in an argument with Nicki Minaj, they immediately pull out the "Isn't your husband?" I knew that was coming.
I'm pretty sure that maybe that's part of the reason that she is cozying up to the Trump administration for some sort of leniency for her family members, and it's just very transparent. So Nicki Minaj, f off, stop being a homophobic bigot, and get a life and some brains.
Okay, we will leave it there. All right.
Wow, I forgot this is live.
That was a response.
Y'all were so close. Y'all were so close to winning the culture war. This was unnecessary. When you're trying to win the culture war, you have to present yourself as more reasonable and a little less crazy than than the other option. Yo, the radical right already gave himself enough bad PR. A lot of people, like myself, who was probably leaning right a couple of years ago, we ran to the middle because the radical right got too crazy to support.
Yeah.
But when you pull stunts like this, all you're doing is saying, yo, we're just as crazy and we're just as lunatic. Because the culture war is already won, bro. All you got to do is show a video of ICE agents showing up at an elementary school graduation in a predominantly brown neighborhood and demanding the parents show papers that they belong in the country before they can go about their day. This is America, bruh. Right? All you had to do is show paperwork of ICE
Bro.
agents showing up to a Home Depot parking lot.
Nigga,
They
stop.
had target in mind.
Niggas. Yo, again, I know people are gonna be like, why are you laughing? Cause that's fucked up. Like, can y'all believe that? They are I'm not gonna say that. They're spawn trapping people, bro. Like, that's literally racist as fuck, bro. That's like, bro, bro, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy, bro. I see, like, I get the protest, but I don't get protesting inside of a church. Like, there's just, like, certain things. Like, from what I've seen, most of, like, the most successful protests, they just were, like, walking around. They weren't, you know what I'm saying? Weren't really doing nothing too crazy, but let me know what you think about the situation in the comments. It's your boy Hockey, and I am out. Peace.